President-elect Trump and his people are going through a lot of resumes tonight, but two of the top jobs in the new administration have been filled. One news organization is comparing the seemingly contradictory hires to a Rorschach test, allowing Trump supporters to see in them what they want to see. Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron is outside Trump Tower tonight. Good evening, Carl.
Hi, Brett. Well, the Trump campaign is moving as fast as they can with all due deliberate speed, and they still want to go a little bit faster because they know that they've got a limited amount of time and they have to form a new government. For ambassador to the United Nations, he's considering an openly gay man, Richard Grinnell, a former spokesman for 4 U.S. ambassadors to the United Nations. Steve Mnuchin, Trump's former campaign finance chairman, as cabinet secretary of the Treasury. And for chairman of the Republican National Committee, the first female leader in decades. Current head of the Michigan Republican Party, Ronna McDaniel, Mitt Romney's niece, is being floated. She would replace Reince Priebus, who's already been selected as White House chief of staff.
It's really running the operation so that the right people are getting in front of the president, giving the president the right advice at the right time, and then privately advising the president.
Trump's also chosen former campaign CEO Steve Bannon as chief strategist and chief White House counsel. Former campaign manager Kellyanne Conway, considered to be a possible White House spokesman, cast Bannon as part of the mainstream, despite his former role with Breitbart News and the alt-right movement.
People should look at the full resume. He's got a Harvard business degree, he's a naval officer, he has success in entertainment. I don't know if you're aware of that, and he certainly was a Goldman Sachs managing partner.
Members of Trump's inner campaign circle are likely to become part of his administration. Newt Gingrich, who's already dissed Secretary of State in favor of a position as strategic advisor. Rudy Giuliani for a role in law enforcement. Former rival-turned-loyalist Dr. Ben Carson, a noted neurosurgeon, is being eyed for possible education secretary. Retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who's in line for a defense or national security post. The president-elect has walked back his plan for a border-to-border wall against illegal immigration, something that he did both as a candidate and now as the president-in-waiting.
They're talking about a fence in the Republican Congress. Would you accept a fence?
For certain areas I would, but certain areas the wall is more appropriate. I'm very good at this. It's called construction.
Trump also reiterated his softened rhetoric during the campaign that not all illegal immigrants would be deported. First, it would be criminals, gang members, and drug dealers.
After the border is secured and after everything gets normalized, we're going to make a determination on the people that you're talking about, who are terrific people. They're terrific people. But we're going to make a determination.
And it looks like Dr. Ben Carson may have some competition for education secretary. He's also thinking about health and human services. But we just heard from some folks in the deliberations process that there are 2 new candidates for Department of Education. Michelle Rhee, who's the chancellor of the D.C. Public Schools, and Eva Moskowitz, who's the CEO of the Success Academy Charter School here in New York City. The Trump campaign makes the observation that these are outsiders, these are different types of appointees, and they would be a signal that the Trump administration will have a diverse and wide-ranging number of folks. Tomorrow, one of the folks, the Vice President-elect Mike Pence, the governor of Indiana, will return to Trump Tower in his role as head of the transition and begin looking at a whole series of appointments. We got word earlier today, Brett, that there may not be any formal appointments in the next couple of days, but the work is really speeding up, and they expect to announce lots of names, perhaps as soon as Thursday. Brett?
Carl Cameron outside Trump Tower. Carl, thank you.